Welcome back to some new r/malicious compliance stories, where people comply to the letter, but not the spirit of a request. I hope you had a great day. Thanks for all the likes and comments on the last video. And now let's start with the first story. It's called Just Doing the Job. A couple years back, I worked in the deli section. My schedule had me working 2 PM to 11 PM for a 2-week stretch. And honestly, I was relieved. Opening was always a mess thanks to 2 co-workers we called Pam and Adam, whose idea of closing meant leaving everything half done and dirty, floors unmopped, slicers untouched, and the sink looking like a crime scene. So with them opening and me now assigned to close with a solid co-worker, I saw an opportunity. I'd just do the job right. Closing the deli officially includes the last 2 hours being dedicated to cleaning and scrubbing. But with only 2 of us, we worked smart. We got the entire close down done by 10 PM. That left us with an hour for what? Sitting in the break room, playing on our phones, pretending to look busy until the clock hit 11? No, I'm not wasting my time or the company's. So we clocked out early and went home. The next day, the assistant store manager pulls me aside. "Why did you clock out an hour early?" I explained. Everything was clean, nothing left undone. The openers didn't have to lift a finger the next day. He frowned and warned me I could get written up or even terminated. I nodded, didn't argue. And then I did the same thing again. And again. Every night that week. Friday comes around. The store manager puts me aside this time. "You need to stop going home early." So I asked him one simple question. "Has the opening crew had any complaints this week?" He shook his head. "Then I'm going to keep going home early. I don't like wasting an hour of company time just to sit around when the job's already done." I smiled, walked out the door, clocked out at 10. Again. The second week ends, and now the full squad rolls in. Deli manager, assistant deli manager, and the general manager of the store. The cavalry. They asked me to explain why I ignored a warning and left early for 2 weeks. I gave the same answer I'd been giving. I got the job done. The openers didn't have to clean up after me. And I didn't waste time pretending to be busy. That's it. The GM nodded. "As long as it's clean and there are no complaints, I've got no problem." The meeting ended there, but it kicked off another chain reaction. Namely Pam and Adam finally getting pulled off their cushy opening shifts. Because the difference in cleanliness was impossible to ignore. They replaced them with me and my co-worker, the ones who actually did the job. Sometime later, I left the deli life behind and moved on. On my way out, the GM told me, "If you ever want to come back, I'd make you an assistant manager on the spot." Funny how just doing the job right can turn a warning into a promotion offer. The next story is called Staying in My Lane. In my old job, the office only ran well because everyone pitched in beyond their job descriptions. Titles were basically decorative. If the phone rang and no one else was around, I answered it. If something needed doing, we did it. Simple. Then came our new manager. She puts me into her office one day and says she's noticed I've been doing tasks outside my role. Her exact words: "If it's not your job, don't touch it." Alrighty then. Next call, I let it ring. Printer jammed, not my job. Mail stacking up at the front desk, not my department. Co-worker drowning in work and needs help? Sorry, I'm staying in my lane. It took less than 2 days for the entire place to grind to a halt. Missed calls, complaints, delays, chaos. Manager calls me back in, asking why I'm not helping like I used to. I smiled and said, "I'm just following your instructions, staying in my lane." The following week she sent out a company-wide email, encouraging cross-functional collaboration to ensure smooth operations. Funny how fast the tune changes when the system you broke starts biting you back. The third story is called Sticking to the Schedule. I used to work at a small retail store, where the manager was weirdly obsessed with sticking to the schedule. As in, if it wasn't written in your official task breakdown for the hour, don't touch it. One day I finished my assigned section early. Shelves were spotless and fully stocked. I noticed a coworker struggling with a heavy delivery in the back, so I went to help. You know, like a normal, decent person. Manager storms over. "What are you doing? That's not your scheduled task." I explain I was done early and just helping out. "Doesn't matter, follow your schedule exactly." "Cool, you got it." So I went back to my assigned area and just stood there for 2 full hours, staring at a perfectly organized shelf. Customer needs help? Sorry, not my department. Boxes piling up in the back? Not on my schedule. End of my shift, manager looks at me and goes, "You didn't do much today." I smiled and replied, "I was just following the schedule exactly, like you said." She never brought it up again after that. The next story is called New Workspace. When I started at my job, my office was literally a converted closet. Space was tight, but I made it work. Fast forward to last week. After some remodeling and reshuffling, I'm told, "Great news, you're getting a real office." Awesome, right? I move in, start setting up. Then, actually, never mind. Swap with your coworker who doesn't want the office. You're going back to an open workspace. Why? Who knows? We were told, it's not about what you want. I move. But here's the kicker. My new workspace? No phone jack, no phone line. And I need a phone. A big part of my job is answering calls. If I don't pick up, the phones ring across the whole company. So now, phone? Dead. Calls? Ignored. Chaos? Slowly building. I'm just sitting at my desk watching the fallout unfold. The last story is called All the Questions. I've been a pharmacy tech for nearly 10 years, working part-time in a very busy store. We've always got a line, even on weekends, and corporate constantly throws new metrics and expectations at us, most of which makes zero sense for how much volume we handle. A few months ago, our district manager did an audit. We passed fine, except now he wanted us to interrogate every customer picking up meds. And I'm not just talking allergies or conditions. 12 separate prompts, per person, all while still being graded on speed of service. Normally, we skip the fluff because it slows everything to a crawl. But when the DM is in the building, oh, you bet we follow the script to the letter. So Memorial Day weekend rolls around. Friday, 3 PM. Place is slammed. One tech out sick. And who shows up for a surprise visit? Yep, Mr. Metrics himself. Time for Malicious Compliance. First patient steps up. I go full robot and ask every single question. By the end, the customer is clearly exhausted and then still needs pharmacist counseling. The line behind her, now 6 people deep and grumpy. She looks at me and says, "Why so many questions just to pick up meds?" I smile and say, "That's our district manager over there. He wants to be sure we are well informed. Feel free to share any feedback with him directly." She did. So did the guy behind her. That Monday, we got a new directive. Use your best judgment when offering additional services based on store needs. Thanks for watching the video to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And if you have time, watch another one of my videos. Also, if you want to support me further, check out the channel membership or Patreon. And now, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye bye.